Anthony, do you agree that with Jacob deGrom that a Cy Young wouldn't be the same, but a World Series would in 2020?
I don't. I understand the batting average talk, the ERA talk, all those kinds of things, the individual statistics. But the awards, it still means you're the best pitcher in baseball. Even in this season, as crazy as it is, it might even be harder to be the best pitcher in baseball. Someone's going to win it, so someone has to win it. Only one guy's going to win it. The odds aren't any better or worse. So I think there's no real differentiating between something like that. To me, it's very similar to winning the team, the World Series title. If you're the best, you're the best, and that's it. It doesn't matter the amount of games and everything else. I get what he's saying. Maybe you don't put in quite as much work throughout the season, so it doesn't feel quite the same. I understand that, and maybe it won't to him, but to me, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree a little with you, Anthony, just because I think part of what he's saying is, and I think part of it is the pride the players takes in winning an award like that is getting through the grind of a season, especially for a pitcher to make his 30 starts or whatever he needs to make. And so I like what he said there, because I do think the team thing is going to be really that should feel like a normal thing. It's going to be going through that postseason is really such a tough road to get through with all the levels now you got to go through. So I like that. I kind of like the idea. I don't think the BBWA will go for it, but actually counting postseason this year towards those awards, because the season is so short that count it towards the Cy Young, the MVP, whatever, because the postseason is going to matter so much this year. Now, obviously, somebody like deGrom might not. If you don't get in the postseason, you can't. Maybe it's going to work against you. So I think you'd have to take that into consideration. But I would really like that, because the postseason this year is really what it's all about.
I'm kind of with Harp on this. Listen, I hadn't really thought about it, but I thought the way that Jacob articulated it was really interesting. And when you look at the individual award, when you look at the Cy Young, let's say that deGrom pitches every fifth game all the way through the 60 games this season. That's 12 starts, right? Last season, after 12 starts, he had a 3.49 ERA. That was 15th best amongst qualified starters in the NL. Clearly, it's not a big enough sample size to really show who is the best pitcher in the league. It just takes a few bad starts, the whole thing implodes on you like it did for deGrom. You need that full 162. So, I agree on the individual awards, not saying it's not a goal, not saying it's not something to be celebrated, but it's not the same. The World Series is not exactly the same, but it is a team goal. And like Harp said, you still have the gauntlet of the postseason to get through. That is exactly the same as it would be in any other year. So the World Series feels much more legitimate to me than the individual awards would this season.